Hello and welcome to my very first day as a house officer in pediatrics. So this footage is actually from 4 months ago, but then it never made it onto the YouTube, so I was like, you know what, let's edit it and let's release it. Baby seem cute, right? You can see this baby in my arms and I'm looking at the baby and just like, oh, you're so cute. But then on my very first day, honestly, there were some lessons that just hit me on that very first day. We're going to explore that. Lesson number 1. Babies cry a lot. Like a whole lot. And you might not take my word for it, so why don't we see some real life evidence of that coming right up. So here's some crying. And then we have more crying. And then we have even more crying. It was at this point that I realized that, man, I'm in a mess. What did I get myself into? Lesson number 2. Every instrument is a weapon. Literally every instrument. And we're going to look at the instrument and you're going to think about how such a harmless little tool is so foreign to a baby. Like, look at this thermometer. There's nothing wrong with this thermometer, but trust me, it's a battle to put a thermometer in a baby's armpits. And then this is an otoscope. We actually use it to look into the ear because children commonly have ear infections. And this is also another very dangerous weapon. And then last but not the least weapon is the beautiful pink tool that is hanging around my neck called a stethoscope. And this is like the worst of the worst. Sometimes you try to replace it in the hand of the child for the child to realize that this thing is very harmless, but then no, they will still choose to cry. So my very first day, I learned that you need to find a way for them to be very familiar with whatever it is that you're using on them. Like, children will not allow you to just, you have to establish some rapport, make them be comfortable, or else you're not going to do your examination. Okay? Lesson number 3. The BNF, which is the British National Formulary, is going to have to be your best friend. The BNF is going to have to be your BFF. The BNF is basically a publication or a book that allows you to know the different medications and its appropriate dosing. And in children, it is very important. Unlike adults that usually have a one-size-fits-all medications, with children, you're looking at their weight, you're looking at you have to check. You absolutely need to check every single drug and make sure that you're giving the child the appropriate dose. And so you cannot, just relax and just say you know all of the medications in your head. No. So as you can see, I had to get accustomed to looking through the BNF. It's not so bad though. So basically, those were the 3 lessons that I learned on my first day in pediatrics as a house officer in pediatrics. And here I was just listening to my senior colleague. She was just giving me a mini orientation and telling me the commonly seen cases in the department and just certain things that I should know. And yeah, that was basically it. We also were able to do a very cool procedure called a lumbar puncture, and I got to see how it's done in kids because I've seen it done in adults, but not in kids. I think I saw it done in kids as a medical student, but not as a house officer. So basically, CSF is fluid that surrounds the brain and then the spinal cord. And sometimes when a child has meningitis, you need to do a lumbar puncture, which is basically trying to get some of this CSF to analyze in a lab to know whether the child has meningitis or not. So that's the setup for it, and the child has to be exposed at the back to get access to the spine because you need to go in between the vertebrae. So that was pretty much it. And now over To you, Gloria, from that very, very day. Last take. Brr, brr, brr. Okay. So I was saying that I didn't get much of an opportunity to actually talk during the time that I was filming, just because there really wasn't that opportunity to speak. So I just wanted to kind of run you through my day and just the different things that, the different clips that I was able to take. So I went to the ward where we have like all ages of children, really, from babies to toddlers to infants. We just have all kinds, male, female. And so when I got there was one of my senior colleagues. I met her, and then she was so nice, she was so sweet. I'm really thankful to have met her today, because she really made my first day very cool. And so she just kind of took me through the different patients that were on the ward, and then I reviewed some of them, would cross them out, like review them, and then I'll speak to her about the case, and then she'd help me to formulate a plan. So in medicine, what we call a plan is just the orders for the patient for that day. So a plan might be like, oh, take a full blood count, patient should do a full blood count, should do an x-ray, patient should start A, B, C, D medication. So that's what we call a plan. And so of course, because I'm very new to this, I always have to cross-check with her. And so first impressions, before I talk about first impressions, so I think I saw some patients with upper respiratory tract infections, and then I think there was this one patient that you saw had a temperature of 38 point something, which is not normal. Usually above 37.5 is a high temperature. And one tip I can give is that if you have a child at home, it's a great thing to have your own thermometer, and preferably the auxiliary thermometer. I don't tend to really like the gun thermometer, because I feel like it gives a lot there. I feel like there are too many fake ones, and they don't tend to really give you a true picture. So that's the auxiliary thermometer, the one that does a thing. That one is really, really cool. It's good to have one if you have a baby at home, if you have children at home, just so that anytime you feel like they may have a fever, you can actually just check and confirm and see whether they have a fever. And also informs when you're going to the hospital, you can actually tell the doctor, oh, my child had a fever, actually checked, and the temperature was 38.2, and then that really helps the doctor as well to just know what to do. And what else did I do? After which we saw a couple of patients. Oh my god, the kids were just crying non-stop. Guys, I'll try to listen, and then he's crying and I can't listen, and I think it's something that I'll have to really learn how to just, really deal with encouraging the patients, and just how to play with them, not encouraging them. What's encouraging them? But how to play with the kids. So like I was saying, I need to learn how to play with the kids, and then I probably need to have like sweets in my pocket and stuff like that, or toys and things, just to be able to get to even like touch them. It's really difficult to just even touch like a patient. And I guess this is one of the huge differences between adults and child health. It's just the fact that it's difficult for the patient, which is a child in this scenario, to comply with you, because obviously you're a stranger. Why do you want to touch me? Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. So it was interesting, and yeah, so all in all, it was not a bad day. It was a good day. Saw a couple of patients. Oh, we also did a lumbar puncture for one child. So that was the setup that you could see. That was for the lumbar puncture. And then what else? And then that was the otoscope that we also use. And the otoscope is used to visualize the ear, to check if there's any infection, like there's any reddening, anything that you need to see. If you need to look into the ear, you use the otoscope. And so that's what that instrument is called. It's called an otoscope. In children, it's very important to just examine them head to toe, because most of the time they may be sick and they may not be able to tell you exactly what's going on with them, as opposed to adults who will be more verbal. Children tend to not really say exactly what's going on sometimes, and so it's more of a hide and seek game with children. But all in all, I mean, I'm open to really learning and really knowing what child health is about and just experiencing more. And yeah.
So there you have it, my very first day in pediatrics. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe, and let me know how you found this video. Bye bye, until the next one. Love you.